Welcome to the D Factor Radio Show, featuring D. Williams, turning ideas into dreams and dreams into reality. Featuring authors and experts who have unleashed their ideas to achieve financial freedom. Take action today and become an entrepreneur as we welcome the one who will inspire and motivate you to unleash your ideas, D. Williams.
Happy Tuesday! It is this. I know it is Tuesday, one of my favorite days of the week. Listen, I am D. Williams, and you are listening to the D Factor Radio Show. Guys, I am so glad you have decided to tune in. Boy, do we have like one of the most amazing shows ready, programmed, produced for you today. I don't know. I'm so excited. I can't even talk. I hope I'm not spitting the microphone too bad, right? Listen, we have a guest that I absolutely fell in love with. I know you all hear me talk about when Dr. Maya Angelou came into town. Well, there was a panel that took place prior to her arrival, and there was this young lady that just stood out to me. She started to talk, and I'm telling you, the whole place were like, mouths wide open. My heart was like busting out of my shirt. I was like, I have to get her on the radio show. Her name is Miss Alena Edmondson. And oh my gosh, is she going to inspire us and motivate us tonight? But I don't want to get too far ahead of myself, guys. Listen, we are in this business. D is in this business to inspire 1 million people to unleash their ideas by December 31st, 2015. This is a big deal for me. This is a dream that I've had for a very, very long time. I too was once a worker bee. That's what I call people who go to work every day. I love my worker bees because this world would not function without us. But I was one of those people who thought that that's what my life had to be, that 9 to 5 was it. And I tell you, one day it was almost like a lightning bolt, honestly, just kind of hit me in the head and really woke me up and said, you know what? There is so much more. You are living in somebody else's ideas and you are living in somebody else's dreams. And people want to experience yours. People want to live in your world and be in your world. So you have to unleash them. And everybody knows D. Kitty Williams' nickname is Kitty. So I said, okay, Kitty, I got to get up. I gotta unleash my idea. And I'm sitting at my desk at work one day and I tell my boss, listen, I can't stay here anymore. And they laughed at me. They said, oh, D, you're not going anywhere. And I said, no, really, this is my last day. Matter of fact, my last hour. You could probably consider this as my resignation. And they said, well, what are you going to do? And I said, well, I don't know. I guess I'm a recruiter, so I guess I'll recruit. She said, well, you can't do that. You're our best recruiter here. There's a non-compete. We'll sue you. And I said, okay, well, maybe I can just train people, and he said, nobody will ever buy recruitment training. I said, well, maybe you're right, but let me go out there and see. I said, I will never know unless I try. And 3 years later, Identifies Consulting is still up, running, booming, making buku dollars. Don't tell anybody I told you that. And doing just, so I'm doing some amazing things, working with companies all over, not just the country, but all over the world. I'll be heading to Dubai this year, and I'll be going over into India and to China. So, so many. I have a Costa Rica office. Oh my gosh, that was on my vision board. So, all because I decided to unleash that idea and I took that chance. Now people are living in D. Williams' world. They're living in my dream. They're living my idea. And let me tell you, it all started with the mindset. It all started with me making up in my mind, okay, listen, this is scary. I don't have another paycheck coming in. I have 3 kids and a dog that I have to take care of. I have a house, a car. I have, all of these different things. My mama was telling me, honey, you better go get another job. This was not going to work. My kids were looking at me like I was crazy. My best friend was saying, girl, what are you going to do? Everything was against me. And no matter what people said and no matter what people did, I was just super, 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 super determined that I was going to unleash my idea and I was going to start this business. And it was scary, and I failed and I succeeded and I failed again and I succeeded again, and I kept getting up and people kept telling me it wasn't going to work. And every time I failed, I lost my house, guys. I'm getting personal because I really want you to understand that it's not easy, but if you keep doing, if you keep pushing, and I definitely don't mean to get too spiritual on you guys, but let me just tell you, faith goes a long way. It doesn't matter where you come from, what you or who you believe in, Allah, God, Jesus, the universe, whoever. Let me just tell you that faith is universal. And when you have that faith, it really kind of overpowers everything else. So when I lost my house and had to move my kids in with a girlfriend in her basement, she even told me, honey, you might need to go and get a 9-to-5. And I said, well, if I do that, then I'm not going to be able to run my business properly. So I appreciate you allowing me to stay here, but I'm going to just keep on pushing. And she thought, you're not, she said, I'm realistic. That's what she said to me. This is reality. You're living in a dream. And I said, well, your dream is my reality is a little bit different than yours, because what you see bad. You see not so great. You see me struggling, trying to get this business off the ground. What I see is an opportunity. What I see is growth. What I see is challenge. And me, D. Kitty Williams, I never back down from a challenge. I don't care how hard it is, So I kept going and I kept believing and I kept believing. I think that was the big thing. I just kept believing. I just kept saying, you know what? I can do this. And I just keep saying how hard it was. Because sometimes, repossession, guys. My car, they took my Mercedes. But you know what? God blessed me with a newer Mercedes, a better one, when the money started rolling in, so you can do this. And unleashing your ideas is about it's about taking that step. It's about having that faith. It's about dismissing all the negative thoughts that you have created for yourself. It's about dismissing the negative thoughts that people have created for you. It's about dismissing any type of, and when I say negative thoughts, let me just say this, because people say to me all the time, well, Dee, my negative thoughts aren't your negative thoughts. My negative thoughts are, I'm ugly. I'm too ugly to start my own business. A lady told me that at a conference. And I say that you're beautiful regardless of how ugly you think you are, right? Your beauty does not determine whether or not you can do something or not. Another young lady said, I'm too old. Okay. I had a gentleman that said I didn't finish college. I have people tell me all the time, I don't have enough money. I started Identifies Consulting with $500 and paid all my bills off for that month so that we could live for 1 month. 1 month, guys, and I had $500 left to my name, and I said, I'm going to go build a website. I'm going to go get a logo. This is going to be version 1. It's going to be crappy, but it's going to be something. $500. You don't need a lot of money to get started. What you need is the passion, the drive, the determination, and the right mindset, right? So, negative thoughts. Negative thoughts is I don't have enough money. I'm not ugly. I'm not cute enough. I'm not tall enough. I'm too short. I'm too fat. We have a special guest that's coming on later on tonight, our Spotlight Business of the Week. She's an image consultant, and she talks about what it's like to dress people in different sizes and all the issues that they go through, right? So, I'm too fat. I'm too skinny. There are so many different, I can't do it, I can't, I have to work my 9-to-5. The lady told me a couple of weeks ago, Dee, I have to have my paycheck every 2 weeks. I can't live without my paycheck every 2 weeks. And I stopped and I said to her, well, wait, what happens when they decide they don't need you anymore? Then what? So then all that changes. She said, I never thought of that. I've been there for 30 years. I say, yeah, in 30 years, they can decide they want somebody new. So you're saying that you have to have it, but they may not necessarily feel that way about you. I don't have a problem with anybody working a 9-to-5, but I do have a problem with anybody who's not looking for a little bit more, because we do have to sustain ourselves beyond that 9-to-5, right? So unleashing your ideas, and y'all hear me talking about this every week. The month of April is about penetrating the mind. It is about growing the mind. It is about nourishing the mind. It is about unleashing the mind so that you can unleash your ideas. So we have life coaches, we have business coaches. Today, Alena Edmondson, which oh gosh, y'all have no, I'm over here sweating. Y'all know when I get excited, I start sweating, right? Alena is so amazing. She's a certified law of attraction coach. And that to me is like, I am so obsessed with the law of attraction. I really am. I believe in it 100%. And I don't talk about it very openly, but today I thought, this is a great way. This is a great day because I was one of those individuals, and I'm just talking this morning because I really want to kind of prep everybody for what's to come in the month of April. I was one of those people who grew up in my church the whole time and had this specific thought of the way things were specifically supposed to be. And, when your world crumbles, you tend to look for something more, right? And I started reading. I went crazy. I went to Barnes and Noble literally for a week, took a week off of work, was there from the moment they opened to the moment they closed. And I sat in a corner and just started to read. And I started to read, and which introduced me to so many different authors and speakers. And I thought, oh my gosh, there's so much more out here that I'd never even imagined. And it really opened my mind up to so many things. And anybody who's been to my home, and not very many people, but there are some people out here that are probably listening to the show, you guys know that, when you come into my house, my walls are not designed. I know my producer's looking at me like, what? D, what are you talking about? I have maybe 5 pictures up of my family. What you see are Post-it notes of my thoughts. You see pictures of my dreams, of things that I know that, not that I want to happen, but that I know that are going to happen. This radio show was on my wall, just FYI, when I was able to, and when this happened, I was like, oh my gosh, I can put a check mark next to it, and everything. And I started to realize recently that everything I put on my wall happens. I was like, I want a great guy. I have a guy in my life after 3 years who's absolutely amazing. I want my daughter to be happy. She's amazing. I got my radio show. My business is booming. And oh my gosh, I'm like, oh my, I'm checking. And it was a lot of that came from shifting my mindset from a very, I think, poverty-driven mindset of I don't know if this is going to ever happen. I'm never going to have enough money. I don't know what I'm going to do. I'm stuck in this little world. So I am super excited to have somebody to come in and to help unleash your mindset the way my mindset was unleashed, so that you all can unleash your ideas and we can live in your dream. Oh my gosh, D. Williams on the D Factor Radio Show. Call in 404-355-8699, toll free 866-923-2860. Guys, you are not going to want to miss this show. Alena Edmondson is coming back. She's going to inspire us. Be right back.